It was night outside, and the destruction caused by the hero fighting with his opponent was visible. A bloody guy from wounds stood on the corpse of a man. The fight ended with his victory. He counted on the fact that the enemy would last longer, and was upset by this. Suddenly, the hero was surrounded by people with weapons. The guy in purple clothes told me what was going on. They couldn't let someone so powerful become the head of 7 influential families. So they decided to kill the exhausted monster. The hero was transferred. Although he was not interested in politics, he simply hated the followers. So he used a heavenly thunder charge that covered his body with an aura of thunder and directed energy swords at opponents. The traitor's aid blocked his attack, while the hero coughed up blood and continued to attack with aura. As a result, the guy died of exhaustion. He heard a voice that said that the guy would have to live a 9th life. The hero woke up in bed with a girl. He was reborn again, but without giving time to realize the situation, the memories of the guy into whom the hero was reborn filled his head. This boy's body was just pathetic. He led a terrible life. To the surprise of the hero, he usually waited a century later, but now there was an exception, and he woke up after 30 from the day of his death, which meant that he could take revenge on the traitors who killed him. The girl approached the guy who looked really bad and asked if he was okay. This body had huge problems, namely problems with meridians. This body had an internal injury that could not be cured by the usual methods of nobles. That is why the owner of the body fell into despair and began to drown in alcohol and women. The hero left the house in which he woke up and was just angry at the owner of the body, as he was tormented by a very complicated hangover. Wonjo County, the residence of the Beck family. The guy went to his residence, where a crowd of people who know him were surprised that he returned earlier than usual. People prized the young man, and did not even try to hide it. But they still greeted their young master. The guy ordered the maid not to let anyone out, as he wants to be alone. The guy is resolutely ready to change the miserable existence of this body. He took up treatment, and started a new life. He used the energy captivity of the soul and body to summon internal forces. He started unlocking the first Kaimek. If the hero succeeds in freeing this channel, he will be able to gain control over the force. Unexpectedly, blood started to flow from the guy's mouth. This was due to a strong deformation that was caused by the desperate training of the previous owner of the body. A skip knocked on the door, and the hero cawed with blood, since in this process it is necessary to observe full concentration. The brother asked to open the doors, as he needed to meet the hero. Earlier, the kid heard the news that his brother had returned, immediately ran to him and started knocking. The servant told the young man that the master was not receiving anyone today, but she could not resist the boy's insistence. The guy was a little annoyed with the younger, but at the same time glad that he has a brother in this reincarnation. The hero used the release of thunder technique, and his room was filled with golden light. The boy and the servants flew away, and the younger one, worried about his brother, opened the doors without permission. There he saw the hero sitting, who greeted the younger one. They went to a beautiful place where the elder was pouring tea. On the face of the younger brother, an innocent childish smile was visible. He loved the elder very much. The boy, inspired, said that he had found a way to cure the hero, but he said that he had already done it himself, and this is just the beginning. The younger one was happy for the guy. The brother asked the boy not to bother him today. Although he was upset, he agreed. The hero sat in the middle of his room and pondered over the information he received from his brother. While this body was walking around and killing its life, the number of their uncle's henchmen had greatly increased. He had been planning to become the head of the house for a long time. He was too old for this position, so he decided to put my son Yong Huan as the head. Also, with the help of his son, the guy's uncle planned to lead not only their family, but also to absorb the Herrenbahn pirates. The hero trained and thought about the place for traitors and their families who ruined him in his past life. The hero trains the Iron Blood technique. He intends to become as strong as in his previous life, because only in this way he will have the opportunity to take revenge. The guy took the sword and left the house. At the same time, the guy's father reports that the hero has been trying to restore his health for a month. The old man thought that this was beyond the strength of the guy, but suddenly he appeared with a sword in his hands and greeted the old man. The father immediately approached his boy and asked how things were going with the recovery. The hero has almost restored his kaimak. The father was over the moon with happiness and talked about how his son managed it. The guy said that it was not so difficult and told about his intentions to participate in the mission to subdue the pirate group. The father gave the go-ahead. A huge ship was floating on the waves. There were brothers on it who were talking about the greatness of the sea. The boy would like to be at sea for another reason, to which the elder said his assumptions that the boy is afraid of pirates. The youngest was outraged. As a warrior of the Beck family, he is not afraid of anyone. But still, the boy was worried that the pirates might be stronger. The boy said that the pirates began to accept all willing refugees, and therefore their influence began to grow greatly. Although they are trying to resist them, but the pirates have a huge numerical advantage. The boy was interrupted by a hero who was very much reborn. He spotted pirate ships right in front of them. Pirates attacked the ships. The hero gave the order to follow them. The pirates boarded the ship. One of them revealed a plan according to which they wanted to kill everyone and for the army everything of value. The hero went to the pirates alone, because he wanted to prevent deaths among ordinary people. The youngest wanted to follow the guy, but he ordered him to stay where he was. One of the pirates swung to finish off one of the crew members, but an instant before the blow, his body was chopped up by the hero. Other opponents noticed the guy, but the hero immediately went on the attack, chopping enemies. After several allies were killed, the rest of the pirates were afraid to approach the guy. Horror could be seen on their faces after what they saw. Behind them came Zdorov, who was very interested in the strength of the hero and intended to fight with him. Their head began to sign that the hero had come to an end, as he contacted the wrong people, but he did not have time to finish as he was proudly pierced by the guy's revenge. The detachment prepared to sweep the Corriable from the posts arrived, but on the spot they saw a hero and a bunch of corpses belonging to the enemy. Yonghwan asked what his brother was doing here. After the battle, they moved to a room inside the ship. Eating and drinking alcohol, they communicated. The guy was surprised that the hero recovered so quickly, so he also cleaned up the enemy ship alone. He devalued the strength of the enemy, since in his opinion they were nothing special. The hero's brother said that his warriors are not so much trained to cope with these pirates. The hero told his brother to stop. He knows how hard they are trying. This conversation was heard by a passing junior. The hero said that he had arrived to help, and they should gather all the power of the family to destroy the pirates. The guy had heard that not much time had passed since the hero's recovery, so he doubted whether he would have enough strength to deal with the pirates. The hero was amused by this. At the same time, on the surface of the ship, a guy approached Baek Sangjin and asked what made him so angry. He said that the main character annoys him, because in his opinion he is an arrogant upstart. The guy grumbled that he was jealous of the commander and wanted to show at least something. His interlocutor said that today he did not show himself badly, as he single-handedly defeated the pirate's ship. According to the interlocutor, he just got rid of small fish. A friend of the hater of the hero says that he is just angry because he wanted to chat with the commander over a crash of alcohol. That confused him. He said that he didn't care, and he only recognized the force. All this was heard by the hero, who swam up to this ship. The guy was offended by the man's words. Those guys who discussed the hero bowed and greeted the young gentleman. The guy said that he did not need these formalities, and went on board the ship. He asked to be treated like the others. The guy bowed in response and said that they are the same warriors as him, and they deserve the same treatment, and asked to omit the formalities. Ban introduced himself to the young gentleman and introduced his friend Baek Sang-kyung for one thing. The hero mentally assessed the guys, and they were not bad. Myuk volunteered to escort the hero and his brother to the cabin. Sang-kyung called the hero a poser. The guy had a great time communicating with the rest of the team, and he and his brother went to sleep in the same bed in the cabin. The next morning, the hero got up early for training. The younger brother looks thoughtful, so the older one asked if he wanted to ask something. The youngest began to say that some members of the team are coming to the brother, and he does not like it. To which the hero replied that a real gentleman would not be angry at such a thing. Myuk was upset because they didn't appreciate his brother's efforts. The hero came up and thanked the younger, and calmed him down. The guy said that the force needs to be confirmed by deed. The same person insulting the young master came up and offered to fight. The guy arrogantly told the enemy to attack. This angered the man, and he attacked the hero. The god of thunder easily blocked the opponent's blows. He charged his blow with a red aura, and wanted to strike a strong blow, but the hero blocked this too. At the same time, the bird brought a message to the bandits. The head was told that the warriors of the Baek family were heading to the eastern border. The hero's opponent had a feeling as if he was hitting an iron wall. The guy praised the opponent, said that he had a good shot, but he should have worked on the technique. The hero charged his hand with lightning bolts, and holding the opponent's hand forced him to sit down. Then he picked it up with one hand and hit it against the side of the ship. The team woke up from a loud sound, because they thought they were attacked by pirates, but they saw a picture in which a member of the team lies, and the hero mocks him, offering revenge. The opponent said that he would now fight in full force, and stood up in a stance. He was so fast that there were afterimages that could be mistaken for clones. But all the show-off instantly ended when the man was driven into the side of the ship head down. The hero offered to attack Srotanku again. He tried again to make a strong blow, but the hero continued to throw it. He knew that these guys have one rule: what the strongest does, the team does. Therefore, he decided to show his strength. The crew of the ship rejoiced. At the same time as the enemy realized the true strength of the enemy, he could not even touch the hero, let alone win. Still, he gave up, and the hero lifted the guy by the hand and helped him stand up. The hero gave a couple of tips and said that if he needed help, he would be happy to help. The man just nodded his head. Ban approached the hero and asked for forgiveness for the behavior of the team. To which the guy replied that everything was fine, and it was just a light warm-up. The hero said that the morning is the most suitable time for training, and if someone wants to, they can join him. Ban asked for permission to fight on the ground, to which the hero replied that he would be happy to hold it. The fight ended quickly. It was more like sparring than the last fight. Also, the hero began to give out tips on swordsmanship, for which he received gratitude. The younger brother watching this was thinking that the hero's task was to gain the trust of the team. The guys lined up and almost fought for what would be sparring with the hero. After some time, the team arrived at the eastern border. The hero greeted his uncle. The same one said that he was glad for the good health of the guy. The man praised the achievements of the hero and asked what his secret was. The guy said that it was a long story to tell, and asked to move on to the strategy of the battle with the pirates. This pleased the man. The hero saw a very beautiful girl who greeted Mugen. The Yun family and the Baek family settled in Wenzhou province as merchants. Yi Sang is the heiress of the Yun family, who was engaged to a hero. Because of the actions of this body, the engagement was terminated. The girl was very worried about it. The name of the hero was exclaimed by an old man who was his second uncle, Baek Zhongji. The girl left this place, and the hero asked for forgiveness that he could not visit his uncle earlier. A good uncle said that his brother would look, since the guy has not fully recovered yet. The evil old man said that he looks quite healthy, and it's worth checking whether his fighting abilities have returned to him. The old man's son greeted his father. He praised his son, as he did a good job in the mission to clean up the pirates. But this confused the guy, and he began to mumble. The father and son left, but the evil grandfather turned to the hero. I called him noble, because despite his incomplete recovery, he took part in the operation. The elder was worried about the younger, because he knew how such an attitude bothers him. But the hero's thoughts were interrupted by the voice of his brother, who said that they would all soon learn about the true skills of the hero. Night came. The youngest was reading a book. The hero came into the room, and the youngest began to talk and praise his brother for his efforts today. Everything that the hero said at the meeting, he already knew thanks to the youngest. He asked how the boy was able to collect this information, to which the guy replied that he listened to others and selected the most important. The elder called it a talent being replaced. But Tratets decided to confess that he had learned all this information from the Yun family. The girl came to the door where the men were talking. As soon as she was going to knock, she heard from the voice and a conversation about her family. The younger one apologized that he had to resort to the help of the Yun family, but the older one praised the guy's efforts. The hero also said that everything that happened before with the Yun family was in the past. The girl hearing these words was upset. The hero reflected on Ryuk's incredible skills in collecting information, and believed that he had all the makings to become a master. The hero told his brother that he had high hopes for him, and gave him a task, namely, to come up with a strategy to fight pirates. The youngest told his thoughts on this matter. The elder stopped him, and he said that the strategy proposed by his brother is the best for the Peck family. The main character said that this would not radically change the situation, and that they should be helped to destroy the pirates once and for all, no matter what ordinary residents try from this. My brother thought about it, but after a little reflection, he said that he knew the answer. The head of the pirates was informed that the hero had recovered, and that they had recently gathered a council to develop a plan to fight them, to which the leader called this news amazing. A girl burst into the room where the guys were discussing plans. She shouted that the family was ready to support their proposed strategy. The next day, a girl with people from her family was walking down the street. The old man tried to dissuade her from providing all of the ships, as the Prats could attack and destroy them, but she did not listen to the words of the advisor and reminded him who was responsible for the fleet. The girl explained that now every second counts, and the more they pull, the greater the losses will be. Is the old man really saying this without offering an alternative, calculating that she will listen to him? The old man resigned himself. The girl criticized the actions of people in the past, and said that if they had done everything right, this would have been avoided. The old man was angry at the girl's words. The second uncle taunted the brother who was insulted. The girl boarded the ship where there was a hero and a team that he had previously trained at sea. The head of the pirates received information that the fleet had already set off, and was glad that a good battle would soon begin and ordered to send a red and black dragon to intercept. The advisor advised to send the disgusting troika to replace the dragons, to which the leader gave the newcomers the opportunity to prove themselves. They also discussed a plan by which they would attack the fishermen, and while the Beck family would be busy rescuing them, they would attack the Yun family. This was all foreseen by the hero's younger brother. He sent a pigeon to transmit information. At the same time, pirates attacked and people saw smoke. The fleet was sent to defend. At the same time, the hero's ship met the enemy's ship. Everything went according to Junior's plan. The guy said not to be afraid of the girl, who was excited to see the opponent. She got so angry, and said she was representing her family. The hero laughed and said that the girl had really changed a lot. The captain of the Black Dragon told his guys to kill everyone except women and children. The hero boarded the enemy's ship and destroyed it with one blow. The guy also started talking about how all the people on this ship will die. The enemy was surprised by the guy's energy, since he had never met someone as strong as the hero. The disgusting Troika told the Black Dragon to get out, since he is not an opponent to the guy, and went out taking out their swords. The hero called the opponents worthy. The team members discussed the fact that only 2 ships had arrived and divided one vessel among themselves. The one who cleans it faster will win. The opponents talked about how the hero was unlucky to meet them, but before they could finish, he expressed his intention to start the fight. The opponent, provoked by these words, attacked the guy with a sword. At the same time, the fleet sailed up to the fishermen, but they did not see any pirates. The son of the Watering Old Man understood the pirates' plan and ordered them to quickly go to the fleet of the Yun family. Surprisingly, a pirate ship appeared on the horizon. It turns out it was the plan of the youngest, who made it so that the ships of the Peck family would be there before the pirates. The commander of the enemy vessel was very surprised that the opponents were already in place. The captain of the Beck family ordered to board the opponents. The opponents got stuck in fishing nets and could not get out. At the same time, the hero easily dodged the man's sword strike and pierced his neck with his sword. The other 2 brothers, although they were scared, attacked the hero by force. One of them used the shadow of a twilight ghost. According to him, no one survived after using this skill, and the guy just took and cut this haze with a sword. The opponent did not have time to be surprised, and his body was already chopped by the guy's sword. The last surviving brother attacked the hero, but he easily pierced the opponent's chest. The captain of the ship they were on saw this picture and tried to escape. The hero grabbed him by the shkabarki and did not let him leave the ship. The girl watching the battle could not believe that the guy had changed so much. He had become cruel. At the same time, the ship that was supposed to kill the fisherman was defeated and retreated, and the fleet commander of the Beck family sent the ships back to the Yun family. The leader, after learning about the defeat, was simply furious. The hero praised Lord Un for her efforts, and for the fact that the girl went with him. The hero asked to lend him a ship so that he could head to the main base of the pirates. The girl was surprised. After a while, when she returned, she told everything to the guy's cousin. After the guy heard this news, he was just amazed because he and his team could not completely clean up one ship, and the hero with 2 people was able to completely defeat 2. The guy asked where they were, to which the girl said that they went to the main base of the bandits. When the hero told the girl about his intentions to go to the main base of the pirates, she was very worried, although the guy is strong, but not that strong. The hero thanked the girl for her concern, but it had to be done immediately. He also told his uncle's son that he would return as soon as possible and be ready for a new attack. And the youngest brother received a letter from his brother, which said that everything went well. The hero told that he found out about the location of the enemy base, and although he did not know how to get there, he would try to use his ability to see through objects. He also asked his brother not to worry too much and to convey his words to his uncle. During the journey to the enemy base, the hero was sparring while fighting with 2 of his people. They thanked the guy for teaching them. The guys saw the results of training. They really were able to become stronger, because of which they were very grateful to the hero. The hero offered to pick up military equipment for 2 of his guys, as they were not afraid to go with him to the enemy's lair itself. The ship entered the fog zone. There was also a man who mocked the commander of the Red Dragon, who was defeated in a battle near the fishermen. The hero released the signal of the Black Dragon, and an escort boat sailed up to them. A conversation ensued between the captain of the Black Dragon and the man on the boat. He said that he was able to survive and escape from the hero. The ship passed through a foggy veil. The main character felt that the pirate who was a hostage intended to betray him. So the hero and his subordinates acted ahead of the curve and broke into the Red Dragon's ship. The man with the sickle wanted to fight the hero. By the way, it seemed to the young gentleman that the opponent was not bad, only in appearance. The man with the sickle attacked with the technique of stealing the soul of the bloody sickle. The heroes successfully blocked the blows with sickles, but the enemy used a technique in which the sickles returned and wound in the back. The hero jumped up and dodged the attack. The guy didn't want to waste time fighting with this opponent and used a thunder charge and pierced through the guy's body. Not only the enemies, but also the allies of the hero were removed by the technique that he used. They haven't even heard of something like this. The captain of the Red Dragon fell to his knees and began to beg for mercy. The guy replied that they did not spare others, so he does not intend to spare any of them. The pirate crew was finished off. The hero found in the pocket of one of the corpses a technique for martial arts 18 ways to take away the soul with a bloody sickle. The guy started reading a book that had the inscription "Man descended from heaven." The hero ordered his teammates to take the ship and returned back while he stormed the enemy base. The hero used the eyes of the thunder god and found the place where the hidden place is. The evil grandfather was pleased with the news that the hero destroyed the red and black dragon. Subordinates were told that the hero went on business. The younger brother said that the older one was preparing for the final fight with the pirates. The old man started shouting at the kid, but his son obeyed and agreed to send ships for the final battle. The guy said that he trusted his brother and should act on his instructions. The old man was upset because his son makes the same mistakes as him. At the same time, the hero dived into an artificial cave. He found himself inside. There was a door that the guy, using even his own strength, could not open. He used the heavenly gaze, and the doors opened. The guy went inside where he saw a golden shield and a small chest in which there was a letter and a strange bag. The letter said that it was in this place. Heavenly bundle Nedden, a shield of heavenly golden armor. There was expressed the hope of the owner that the person who found all this will be able to master the power and use it wisely. The pouch turned out to be a powerful artifact, but it was responsible for mental strength and did not have much use for the hero. But the shield was very useful. The hero took a shield, which, although light, was almost impossible to break through. The guy tested it by throwing it into the wall. The shield turned out to be a very powerful artifact that pleased the hero. The hero needed to get out of that place, and he was thinking about how to carry the shield, but suddenly it turned into wrist armor, which was very convenient. The old man's son saw the boat, and the main character came on board. He was greeted as a hero, and he thanked them for following him. And he said that this fight would soon be over. The head of the pirates was informed that the Red Dragon had not yet returned. But the head was reassured by the fact that they were joined by the top two in strength after the chapter. The pirates' dialogue was interrupted by an alarm. This is the main character, and his team stormed the enemy's positions. The hero went in, and the team had to cover him. The head was angry, but decided to put an end to the conflict. Either he or the Peck family will survive. The advisor told the head of the bandits that they needed to escape before the enemy got to them. But the head was insulted by such words. He never sleeps. The pirate swore to kill the hero, and ordered the coward to disappear, who offered to run away. The hero entered the main building where the head met him with a blow. Thanks to the shield, the guy managed to block the attack, but the opponent's strength was not small. They dealt each other blow after blow, but it was impossible to say who would win for sure. The head tried to carry out an attack with a sword, but the hero stopped the offensive by throwing a shield at him. Then the guy used a thunder whirlwind and threw away the opponent, who barely blocked the blow. The guy continued to attack and struck a lightning bolt. The flashes of light were noticed by everyone. This battle plunged people into shock. As the hero flew on top, along with the pierced body of the enemy. The head coughed up blood, and wanted to take the hero to his grave using the palm of the sea ghost. The guy did not let the enemy's idea come true, used the shield to throw the enemy away, and struck a thunderous blow with a heavenly sword, which killed the pirate leader. People who were waiting for news about how the offensive went saw the ships of their allies. The girl ran up to the pier and shouted the name of the hero Mugen. A celebration was held in the city in honor of the victory over the pirates. The Beck family gathered in a huge hall with a well-filled table. A good uncle congratulated the family members on their victory and thanked them for their help. My uncle also noted the hero of this event, Mugen. Everyone rejoiced at the guy, because it was because of his help that they managed to win so easily. He made a gesture that they would stop shouting and let him say a few words, and started talking. He thanked everyone, and noted that alone he would never be able to defeat the pirates. The hero made a toast that they should settle the glory for the victory, and honor the memory of those who died in battle. After the hero's good words, everyone started drinking in high spirits. Everyone was incredibly happy, only the old man was discouraged. A girl from the Yun family entered the room where the Beck family was celebrating the victory. This surprised people. The girl congratulated the hero on the victory, received the hero's gratitude for 100. The two of them went out on the balcony, where it was a beautiful night. The rays emitted by the moon made the atmosphere even more romantic. The guy said that the girl today is even more beautiful than usual, which confused her very much. She asked not to say such things, as they confuse her. The hero said that he always says what he thinks. The girl began to talk about the fact that the hero's achievements in the battle with the pirates are simply incredible, since no one has ever been able to do this before. The guy modestly replied that he had done nothing of the kind. The girl said that the man had really changed in 3 years. The guy cheered up the girl by looking worried that they could not fulfill the terms of the engagement then, since the hero was not worthy. The girl began to cry and began to say that she regretted that act, and that it didn't matter what the hero thought about her, she was his. The guy interrupted the girl, and said that he could not reciprocate her feelings. The guy started saying that it's not about the girl, but about the reputation of the family, since it's not right to restore a broken engagement. The lady from the Yun family did not care, but the young master explained that they should not give in to emotions, since with great power comes great responsibility. The girl cried a lot, because she loved the hero. The guy, in order to cheer up the interlocutor at least a little, said that although he could not be in a relationship with her, he promised that he would always support the Yun family. The unfulfilled couple remained standing on the balcony under the bright moon in an embrace. The next day, the hero watched the heavy physical training of people. He mentally praised their physical fitness. The hero reflected that this was not enough for his army to be the strongest in Murim. Therefore, he intended to make the guys forget who they were in the past and become strong and brave warriors. The youngest enthusiastically supported his brother's ambitions. Ms. Un approached the young gentleman from the Beck family and greeted him, and said that she had come with an official request on behalf of her family. The guy knew that they wanted to ask him. He agreed to accompany the lady. She was embarrassed and thanked the master. The younger one asked his brother about the fact that he was an escort, to which he replied that it was. His duties would include protecting the leadership of the Yun family on the way to Nanjing. The elder offered the younger to go with him, to which he immediately agreed. After a while, the hero visited his cousin, to whom he informed about his plans to go with the lady from the Yun family. He also said that he would take the best warriors from the Beck family with him. The hero also asked for forgiveness for not taking his brother. He had to play an important role in the changes that were to happen in their family. The brother said that everything was fine, and he would cope with the task assigned to him. But he was interested in why the hero so eagerly wants to accompany the Yun family, even though they are not in danger. The master made a serious face and replied that there were still other pirate groups in this paradise, for example, the pirates of the 4 seas. The brother noted that this gang has a huge influence in the world of Mirim, and the last enemy was just a weakling in comparison with them. The guy said that they need to maintain good relations with the Yoon family, as well as the guy with a happy face said that it was time for the Beck family to go to Krim. After a while, the hero and the escort team left the pier. Before that, the guy gave instructions to his brother, namely, to convey his words to his father along with the notes with Nathan. My brother warned me that the guy was going to have problems with his uncle, to which he replied that it was necessary for the good of the family. It's time for them to expand their horizons. After arriving in Zhejiang province, the hero met his friend Chong Ho. The guys were having fun talking. He allowed himself to joke about the fact that he had heard that the hero had already dropped his skates, and the guy himself was joking about the weight of the interlocutor. He joked that it was muscles. The hero and his friend went to the institution in order to have a drink. The hero was surprised that the guy personally came to meet him. He said that it was a matter of money, since at this time even influential families are barely making ends meet. A friend started a conversation about the lady from the Yoon family, and that the hero sat on her heel. The hero was a little confused by this, but he said that he did not think that they would make a good couple. The acquaintance gave out another delusional phrase. In his opinion, if this is not love, then in order to increase the influence of the Peck family. The guy restrained his friend and told him to close this topic. A friend laughed and said that in any of these options he is for a friend. After a while, the hero and his brother went out on patrol. The older one said that the younger one didn't have to be here with him, but he was very worried that he was useless, since he could not help his brother in fights. The hero said that the guy should not worry, because he helps more than anyone with his mind. He also apologized for not being able to spend a lot of time with the younger one, and in the future he will try to fix it. This inspired my brother. The brother began to tell the true purpose of their arrival in Nanjing. The fact was that it was all related to the talents of the younger. There is an organization that collects information from warriors and merchants. If they manage to get the information they own, they will be able to become equal in power with the 7 great families. The hero's goal was to enlist their support. The younger one started asking questions about how the hero is going to pull it all off. The guy had a couple of aces up his sleeve, so first they need to find a Chanmiglak at any cost. The hero remembers that only 30 years have passed since his last life, so he will be able to meet his old friend, Jung Yu-Hua. The next morning, the team arrived at the final destination, the city of Nanjing. A friend of the guy complained that they got there without problems, to which the hero asked about whether they needed a friend. Tom was just bored, but he didn't do any problems like that. The hero said his thoughts about an acquaintance. He is too careless and irresponsible. The guy said goodbye to the team and said he would be back in a couple of days. The brother wished him good luck, and the grief friend was angry because of the words said by the guy. The hero said that he didn't say anything like that, only that he was going to the girls. The friend just shone, but the guy kicked him in the stomach and sent him far away. The guy went to the main headquarters of the group he needed. On the way, he notices a girl being chased. The people chasing the lady asked to give them something. She screamed that she would rather die than do as her enemies asked. They attacked her, but the guy heroically intervened and threw off several attackers with a shield. The girl was surprised, and the hero complained that even in this life he was not given a break. The head of the group that chased the girl asked who the hero was. The guy quickly said that he was passing by. He struck a strong lightning strike from which the offenders were fried. He approached the girl and asked if she was okay. After looking closely, the hero noticed that on her back was Jung Yu-Hua, the one familiar from the past. They moved into the house, and the hero asked about what had happened. These were traitors who sent a friend from the hero's past and attacked the main headquarters. It looks like there was a spy in them. A lot of people sacrificed their lives to save these 2 girls. For this reason, the stranger began to cry. The hero tried to calm the girl down and said that he could help her. He gathered the lightning energy in his hand. The girl recognized the sign of the god of lightning and asked for an apology that she appeared in this form before the heir of the god of thunder. She introduced herself. Her name was Tan Sol Young. She was the younger lady of Milgak. The guy did not hesitate to introduce himself and gave his name. He said he would take care of the mistress. Although Mugen's thoughts were clogged about the beauty of the girl standing in front of him. She noticed this, and shyly said that now is not the time for this, as it is worth helping the mistress. The lady was sent by the poison of the purple flower, which could be understood by the mark on her forehead. The guy knew how to help, and used the rebirth of heavenly harmony. The girl's body was covered with lightning, and she began to stand in pain. But after a few seconds everything went back to normal, and the lightning along with the mark disappeared. Although the poison was removed, she was still weak, so the guy asked to look after her. The girl thanked the hero, but he said that it was not worth it, and asked where the headquarters was. The girl told the location of the base to the guy, and then asked why he needed to know. The hero planned to scout the situation. The girl said that it was too dangerous, since the Supreme Master was there. But Jareb didn't care. He only viciously said that they were finished. In the evening, the hero went to the base, and was able to sneak up to the window where he saw their Supreme Master. He was hugging two beauties sitting on the couch. Also next to him were the masters of the first level. The hero was thinking about what he should do. The problem was that although he could easily defeat the master, but it would be difficult for him to kill three. He could use the Thunderer phenomenon technique, but he's not strong enough for that yet. The guards left because the master was going to have fun with the girls. The hero took advantage of the perfect moment and attacked the enemy with a shield. Although he repelled the attack, the true blow came later. Namely, a multicore thunder shot, after which the enemy fell. Two people burst into the room. Not having time to realize the situation, one of them gets a shield right on the neck. And the second one turns out to be a chopped-up hero. The hero was angry because of which he released a terrifying aura of lightning. He was stopped by the cry of innocent girls. He stopped and ran up to them to inform them that everything was fine with their mistress. The hero thought about the fact that he should not have killed everyone, but left one alive and interrogated. He noticed an unusual token on the enemy's body. They went together with the girl to the house where the mistress was. They hugged and seemed very happy that the younger lady was all right. She approached the hero and thanked him from the bottom of her heart, so she said that if they could do something for him, then he only had to ask. The guy did not delay for a long time, and said what was needed, even now. He was hungry, and asked to be fed. This made the Lord laugh, and she asked him to wait a little. Noodles with grass, chancakes were served on the table. The guy quickly shouted bon appetit, and ran into the food as if he had been starving for a month. The girl tried to tell him to eat more carefully, but he had already managed with a bowl of food. The guy said that the girl is not only beautiful, she also cooks just perfectly. The hero continued to bombard the girl with compliments and embarrass her with this. The awkward conversation was interrupted by the voice of one of the sisters, who informed that the mistress had woken up. They walked towards her. She greeted the heir of the thunder god, and said that they owed him their lives. The guy said he was fulfilling his duties. He remembered Young Yuhua, who was still the same red as 30 years ago in the past. The girl said, although this body does not have any blood ties with the hero's past life, but it very much resembles his past appearance. Although the hero has lived as many as 9 lives, every time he meets a person dear to his heart from the past, it is very difficult. The guy became serious and said very important information. The people who attacked the main headquarters were the Sura clan, a detachment of the gods of the otherworld. They used a technique that gave them away, so there can be no doubt. The girl thought about it, because it really was terrible news. She was sure that they were stuck among the masters of martial arts in Nirim, and were just waiting for the moment to attack. The god of thunder said that he would erase each of them, because this is his mission. The girl said that according to their agreement, he would receive full support from her. The guy thanked her and handed her the thing he found by the corpse. The girl realized this thing, which was the family medallion herself. This family began to grow stronger incredibly quickly, and most likely this is due to the influence of the detachment of the gods of the other world. The hero broke down and was at the same second to go to deal with the enemies, but the girl calmed him down and said that you should not underestimate the enemy, since this family was really strong, and without proof that they are connected with the detachment of the gods of the other world. The guy admitted that he overreacted. The younger sister told about one incident related to this family that could help them. At the same time, the head of this family was informed about the death of all participants. He was angry for such audacity and ordered to find all the culprits. The hero and the younger lady set off on their way. The girl was very tired after the road at the pace of the hero, but did not admit it to the guy. So he decided to take the initiative and offered to rest. The girl was very happy about this and sat down to rest. Beautiful nature surrounded the young guys. The green mountains were really beautiful. The girl admired the view, but then asked for forgiveness because they are not here for fun. The hero was glad that the girl likes it here. The girl said that because of her post, she could not leave near him, and was like a frog at the bottom of a well. That's why she enjoyed these beautiful views. The guy encouraged the interlocutor with words that in the future she will have a lot of opportunities to admire the world. Earlier, the girl told information about that the head of the Shandong Chamber of Commerce, Sangwon Chung, has a daughter named Sangwon Pekha. At the same time, the two families of Sama and Wonbo started talking about getting engaged to her. The family itself wanted to enlist financial support, but the Wangbo family intervened, and their plans had to be postponed. But there was a case that no one expected. Miss Sangwon ran away with another man. It was Mr. Sanu, who works as a doctor. Her family supports his hospital, and that's how they met. It was lucky for the hero, as he was going to go there anyway. Returning to the present, the guy talks about concern for the mistress and her team members. But the girl says that they are professionals, and were able to hide well. The girl was more worried that the two people they needed could go the other way. The hero was sure that they would go together, since this is the only safe way. The girl was fascinated by the guy's confidence. The tired breathing of those very people was immediately heard. The hero jumped up and notified the girl about it. The guy led a couple. They stopped and the enemies caught up with them from behind. A man from a group of people said that the Lord needed to go with him, on the orders of their family. Wonbo, this is one of the families that ate the hero in a previous life, so he was very angry. The man ordered his men to seize the lady and kill the boy. He shouted to the hero and asked him for help. The guy immediately appeared in front of him and repeated the words that he would never forget if he helped. The hero struck with lightning speed right in the face of the main opponent, from which he flew away, only smashing the trees with his carcass. His subordinates were worried about him, but they didn't have time for that. The hero ordered them to get out, or he will be killed of all. A report followed. 3, 2, 1. All opponents were blown away by the wind. So quickly the logs ran. The couple thanked the guy for the rescue, and as a reward, they asked to take them to the estate of the Yakwan family. The request of the guys confused the couple, but since they had no choice, the man agreed to conduct the heroes. The girl winked at the guy from the Peck family as a sign that she had come to an agreement. The hero came to the Valley of 1,000 Pines, where he talked with the head of the family, Yakwan Song Wu Pyo. The head of the family thanked the hero for saving his son. The guy was modest, said that it was not worth thanking him, since it was a duty to their family. The head of the family complained about his son, who went out to see the world, and eventually got into trouble. He was ashamed to look into the hero's eyes. The guy encouraged the interlocutor with words that everything is fine. The guy also said that the Wanbo family would not give up so easily, since the actions of the son of the head hit their authority hard. The detachment of the gods of the otherworld will not just let the city of Sangwon go, as they really need the financial capabilities of the Chamber of Commerce. The head seemed to be very excited about this issue, and said that they would not be able to rest alone. The Thunder God said that according to his oath, he would protect the Yakwon family. This pleased the man. The guy also said that he had one request to the head. He suggested that we are talking about the divine radiance. Later, the girl rejoiced at the place where they were. The younger lady called this place very beautiful, and the fugitive looked like paradise. The girl was worried that her family members would get here. The girl's boyfriend came from behind and hugging reassured his love with words that they were safe here. Suddenly, the veil that everyone was counting on began to be decided. Everyone was worried, because this has never happened. The guy could not understand how the enemies found out about this place, and the hero also explained that most likely it was the work of thinkers who tracked from the smell of Mrs. Sangwon. The younger lady approached the hero, began to say that although the guy is strong, but he can't cope with the whole family. He said that anything is possible, he just needs to get a little stronger. The guy has already asked the head to make an elixir that will help him become stronger. The son of the head said that they would make it for that day. The young lady was worried, because it is not a fact that they will last this time. The dome will definitely not stand. The guy said that they should just stretch out the time. Meanwhile, Wang Bomyang found out about the death of several of his people. He was angry because it was insulting. Some bug got into their camp, killed several people, and disappeared. In fact, people were alive, but in such a state that I can no longer stand on my feet. A man came into the room to a member of the Wanbo family, who mocked the Wanbo family. This angered the man, and he started shouting that if the family itself had set a chase in time, all this could have been avoided. The interlocutor began to be sarcastic, saying that he admitted that the Wanbo family could not catch even some girl on their own. The man shouted, but the interlocutor decided to moderate his ardor a little, and said that she had already run away anyway, even though he assured them that this was simply impossible. They calmed down. The guy suggested that the man send an additional detachment of warriors and even more thinkers. But the man said that everything was fine, they should forget about the altercation, and he refused the offer because he did not want to be in debt. The guy from the Sura clan actually prized the man, and from the bottom of his heart wanted to destroy him and his whole family, and proclaim that the Sura clan had returned. He was also thinking about a plan of retreat in which, if the Wangbo clan was defeated, they could throw all the blame on one person. The young lady was at this time sending messages at the request of the young master. The hero was training hard, because soon he was going to have a hard battle. The girl was worried because she couldn't talk to the hero, and went to the couple who made the elixir. They say that everything is going as it should, and the elixir will be ready in 3 days. The young lady went to pass the information to the master. The man working on the elixir was approached by his wife, who was worried if the guy was tired. He did not miss the moment to roll up to his beloved and said that next to her he did not know fatigue. The girl saw how she supported her boyfriend and was worried that she could not support the main character as well. The cobalt cracked. The girl hurried to the hero. He suggested that the Wangbo family had found new thinkers, and said that this time it would be much more difficult to cope with them. The hero did not have time to accept the divine radiance, so it will be much more difficult for him in battle. The girl was worried about the guy, because she understood that he was going to go alone to the enemy camp, which was specially prepared for the assault, that is, it was very strong. Because of her worries, the young lady offered to go with the hero, but he refused, since she was not allowed to participate in that fight. The guy reassured the girl that he is strong and must cope. The letter that the guy asked the girl to send arrived to the younger brother, who was aware of all the events that happened to the hero. The younger one, having heard the news about the situation in which his brother found himself, hurried to send him support, since he could not cope with such a strong opponent. After a while, the hero went to storm. Several opponents attacked him, and he blocked their blows with a shield, and later counterattacked. The man who led the siege was strong enough, prepared an attack and hit the hero. Although he was blocked, there were still many of his subordinates behind the enemy, and the hero fought alone. The man ponders the strength of the hero, and believes that he has not yet shown his maximum. The girl was watching the battle and also noticed that the guy was not fighting at full strength. It seemed to her that he was waiting for something. The hero started shouting to the opponents that they should stop these games, and that they would go and tell the warriors from the Wanbo family that they could not defeat him. The guy also said that their actions are unworthy of the family of the 7 great families, since the real enemy is the family itself. The hero was accused of impersonating a family member himself. He explained that this allowed him to understand what the trick was. The opponent did not hear the guy's words and squinted at him. The hero commented that the Wanbo family has muscles above brains, and prepared to strike a decisive blow. At this time, he heard a noise. It was the warrior sent by the Sama family who started killing the men's squad members. He did not listen and again squinted at the hero. He blocked the blow, but a man in a black robe appeared behind him hiding his identity. The guy had to fight off the second opponent, who was waiting for the moment for the hero to relax. The hero got sick of it all, and he threw everyone away with his aura of fashion. The ability of the divine coming. The men realized that the hero was the heir of the god of thunder, but after realizing this fact, his life was cut short because of unknown people who killed him. They went to the hero to finish him off, but he fried several opponents with lightning bolts. The hero began to kill opponents with lightning strikes that resembled spears. As a result, everyone died except the head of the squad, whom the guy did not touch. He looked at him angrily. He didn't understand what was going on, but he was scared as hell. The hero's relatives also arrived at the scene and destroyed the remaining opponents. They noticed the sewing that was visible after the guy's victory and recognized their young master. A friend of the guy, having found out what Mugen wants, was very surprised and asked what he was doing to fuck with lightning like that. A friend told the squad to move out to help Mugen, since they were done here. A survivor from the squad turned to them and, having begged for help, asked who they were. One of the hero's people called them the guardians of the good Nurim. The hero coughed up blood as he reached his limit. The girl was worried about it. The squad leader was ready to attack, as the guy could not move because of excessive use of internal force. The girl ran and covered the guy with her body. The man asked who she was, and the hero was pleased with the brave act of the young lady. She said that the guy is not going to fight with the Wangbo family, and they should stop. The opponent called the girl a creature, but she continued her words. The real enemy is the people from the Sura clan who are behind the Sama family. The man did not want to realize the words spoken by the young lady. He was blinded by anger for the shame that the god of thunder inflicted on his family. He took off and was ready to punch both of them. But at the last moment, the hero cut off the enemy's head and passed out from loss of strength. Voices were heard from the bushes. They were friends of the hero. They greeted the lady and said that they had come to help. The girl thanked the guy's friend and found out that the pigeon that she sent was received by people. At the same time, the commander of the Wanbo family received news of what had happened in the Valley of 1,000 Pines. The losses were huge, but the hero did not kill their people. According to the information received from the survivors, people were killed by people hidden in black robes, and they were able to escape thanks to a well-known detachment. The commander was also told that after they examined the bodies, it was found out that they belonged to the family themselves. They decided to change priorities and forget about the girl. They shifted their attention to the search for the hero, the one they needed to find out how it is related to the Sama family. At the same time, the guy was overcome by a strong fever. The young lady was next to him and was very worried about his condition. The girl used the harmony of heavenly thunder on the hero. The next morning, the guy woke up and saw a sleeping girl lying down. She woke up and was very glad that her master had woken up. He thanked her for looking after him. She was very confused by this, and she modestly said that this was all she could do. The guy got out of bed and self-critically said that he almost ruined everything because of excessive self-confidence. The girl said that the hero should rest and not get up yet. The guy was fine. He had a good night's sleep and his body felt lighter. After the fight, even though the chi energy streams were damaged, my inner strength grew. The guy realized that this was the work of a young lady. She confessed that she used the technique of inner rebirth, which was given to her by Mrs. Kalmildika. The guy said that the girl did a great job. He also asked how he could thank her. The girl was completely embarrassed, but an awkward situation for the girl was snatched by a friend of the guy who broke into their room. He saw a scene where the main character is standing with a bare torso and holding hands with a girl. After a short pause, he ran away with the changes that he came at the wrong time. Although the hero shouted after him that everything was wrong, he ran away. After a while, the friends reported to the hero that the preparations for the evacuation had been successful, and they were ready to leave as soon as they received the order. The guy praised the work of subordinates. He assigned his two friends, whom he personally instructed in martial arts, to be responsible for escorting the Yakon family to Nanjing. The hero told how the couple got to their way. The man thanked the guy and said that he owed him a lot. The man handed the hero a box and left saying goodbye. Mugen thanked a friend who came to the rescue, although he was not obliged. He said that they were friends, and he could not do otherwise. The hero said goodbye to his friend, wished him a good journey, and said that he was in great debt. He threw out what he would need to give with interest and left. A young lady approached the guy. She heard that the guy was going alone again and was worried about him. The hero goes to meet a representative of the Wanbo family. The guy wanted to unite with them in the fight against Sama, but was not sure of success. The girl said that because of the long-standing enmity, it would be difficult for the hero to negotiate and offered her help. She will certainly be able to negotiate. The hero made a serious face and said that it was too dangerous, and it was better for the girl to go with the others to Nanjing. The girl objected and said that she was not afraid. She was determined to follow and help the hero. The hero put his hands on the girl's shoulders and said that since she had such a desire, then so be it. The young lady was greatly embarrassed and at the same time glad for the opportunity to help the master. The Wangbo family invaded the place of the hero's allies' past residence, but there was no one there anymore. They were angry and were ready to go in pursuit, but one of the wounded noticed an arrow with an envelope in which an invitation was written. The hero was already waiting for the representatives of the Wanbo family. The man burst in and asked if the guy was the 9th rebirth of the Thunder God. That man's people started being rude and talking about how the guy dared to attack their family members. The hero said that he did not start the conflict. The guy also expressed his dogged that they themselves should have realized that they were deceived by the family themselves, and they need to stop everything as soon as possible. The man just looked at the guy with displeasure. A girl got into the dialogue. She began to say that although it would be very difficult for them to establish a relationship, but they have a strong enemy in common. The girl said that the people who killed the warriors from the family were members of the family herself. The man only agreed with the girl's words. She said that they had protected their warriors from the very beginning, and it was time for them to unite against a common enemy. The man said that they agree with what they are told, but they cannot yet take and trust them, since it is not clear what kind of relationship the heroes have with the family themselves. The girl was offered to do so. She and the hero take on a squad of assassins and find out who they are, then they can be trusted. The man was doubtful, so the young lady said that she would become a hostage of the Wonbo family. The hero was surprised by the words he said to the girls. He did not expect to hear such a thing. The man refused the offer offered by the girl and said that they would completely trust the guys anyway. The young lady did not miss the opportunity to brag to the hero about successful negotiations. The guy was happy, but asked next time to warn him about the words that the girl might say, as he was very worried about her. She was pleased and confused by this. In Nanjing, on the main square, a representative of the Sama family was waiting around the corner for the members of the Chongmilgak family, whom he intended to capture. The man received a warning due to the fact that through his actions, the Sama clan's plan almost went to pieces. The man noticed the hero and the younger lord of Chongmilgak. He was overjoyed and left the place. Later I appeared in front of a couple with a bunch of my people. Their task was to catch the guy and the girl, not to kill. They pounced, but almost instantly died, from the lightning emitted by the hero. The man told his men to advance, as they needed to grab them at all costs. Nothing has changed from the number. All the opponents are burned from the strength of the guy. The man tried to run away, as he did not expect that the hero was such a monster, but he threw a shield that stopped the enemy. The guy was delighted, because he managed to find a great gift for the Wangbo family. After a while, the guy went to the girl from the Yun family. He asked for a ship. She was indignant because the guy often made such requests. The girl said that they are always happy to help, but changing her face, she began to talk about the young lady who was brought by the hero. She said such actions could shake their union. The guy said that all his actions are for the benefit of the Beck family, and if the Beck family benefits, then the Un family gets it. Also, the young lady was an important person for the hero, and always helped him. The guy said it, and the girl was very embarrassed. The guy managed to convince the girl from the Un family, and she agreed to give him what he asked for. But the girl also asked in the future to dedicate her to the plans of the guy. The hero and the young lady are walking down the street, and the guy apologizes for everything his friend said. The girl said that everything was fine, and it was normal that the lady was jealous of the guy, because she also has feelings for him. After her thoughtless words, the girl was embarrassed, as she had just accidentally confessed her feelings for the hero. The guy laughed and said that she spoke like his girlfriend. She burned with embarrassment. The guy realized that he had gone too far and asked for forgiveness. The guy also explained that the words about the fact that the young lady was an expensive person for him were true, and he expects that this will continue. In the evening, the hero meditated and pondered the words spoken by the girl. He tries not to think about her, but it's been going on all day. The guy, although he has lived many lives, could not get rid of human emotions. He decided not to think about it and drank the elixir. Lightning covered the guy's body, and he began to improve. The leader was angry because he found out that his subordinate had failed, and they could not avoid a direct war. The hero also opposed the man to his allies in the form of a gift. The general was just shocked by the guy's abilities. The hero asked if they could now work against the family on their own, and the man understandably agreed. The girl arrived at the hero's younger brother. She was worried about him, which the boy noticed. He said that he also worries about his brother, but he is incredible and always copes with problems. The girl remembered the moment she sold out with the hero. He told her that as soon as he dealt with her, he would immediately go to her. The dialogue between the younger and the girl was watched by a girl from the Yoon family and was very jealous. The Wangbo family made a public statement about the fact that they offer the family to surrender itself and hand over the people of the Sura clan. They were enraged by such a statement and sent people to kill representatives of the enemy clan. The general was informed about the losses of their family, and he said that they needed to act as soon as possible. The hero called the opponents a trapped rat bitten by a cat. The general said that they would not dare to directly attack them. The heroes said that by their actions they are trying to buy time to retreat, and then they want to come back and counterattack. Therefore, the heroes suggested attacking them now. The allies had surrounded the Sama clan headquarters, and now they couldn't escape. One of the 5 best combat specialists from the Namjoon family, Namjoon Hao, also joined the raid. The guys thanked him for his presence, and he said that it was his family's duty to rid Niram of evil. He also doubted whether to trust the hero, since he did not know his name. The hero was very angry, because he is a traitor who is proud of the present, forgetting about what happened in the past. The hero apologized. He said that he was secretly exterminating the Sura clan, and they should understand his wishes to remain anonymous. The old man believed the guy. The old man was thinking about the abnormal strength of a guy for such an age. They planned to attack at midnight, but the family beat them to it. Behind the hero's back, an explosion thundered where ordinary warriors burned. They were the Asuras Du Zong and Jiang Zong. A battle began in which both enemies and allies died. The hero revealed the enemy's plan. He planned to send people as cannon fodder to distract attention, and all the leadership had to escape at this time. The hero rushed into the enemy's lair using a wandering light. He moved through the air over the heads of enemies. The old man and the general caught up with the guy. Opponents tried to stop them inside, but the hero used the Thunder God's sword, and together they quickly destroyed the enemy. The hero found a passage through which the enemy tried to escape, and using the shield as a raft went in pursuit. At the same time, the top of the clan itself said that no one was watching them, and they managed to escape. But their calmness was shattered by the fact that they saw the hero quickly burning them down. He jumped on a ship in which there were opponents and called them scum. He intended to kill them all. The leader asked who the hero was, what would interfere with them. He introduced himself to those who destroy such garbage as the clan itself. The opponent was insulted and tried to hurt the hero, but he revealed the mask that the opponent had dressed up. After hearing this, the head showed his true appearance. It was the Keeper of Sur's blood by Jonik. He ordered his subordinates to kill the guide because he had exposed them. They rushed into battle. The hero blocked the first blow with a shield, and did not allow the second person to strike with a wave of his blade. The guy used the coming of the Thunder God, and set the ship on fire. The main opponent asked if the hero was the God of Thunder. The answer was correct, the guy was. He attacked one of the enemies, and even though he blocked the blows, he managed to stay on his feet with difficulty. The second one also joined the fight, but it didn't really change the situation. The hero used lightning attacks from which the opponents retreated a little back. Bloodblade decided to join the fight, as his subordinates are not coping. The hero's blood magic and electricity collided. The man used the all-consuming fire of the Sura, from which they went mad and attacked the hero. The guy used a lightning attack. The enemy was able to repel her with a wall of blood. The guy was wounded by the enemy's counterattack, as it had a caustic effect. The enemy's subordinates went to the hero from behind, but he was able to dodge and deliver a powerful blow by charging his sword with lightning bolts, which was able to penetrate the enemy's impregnable defense. He tried to take the guy with him to the grave. The enemy used a blood cannon. This hurt the guy, and he began to mock and rejoice that the hero would go to the next world with him. The enemy said that the 10 detachments of the other world would be forever. Without letting the man finish, the guy got rid of the enemy's blood with his lightning bolts and called all 10 detachments just garbage, and that he would wipe them off the face of the earth. The lightning beam hit the enemy's body, and he fell off his feet. The hero also lost consciousness from exhaustion. The boat in which they tried to escape moored where she was met by a girl. At the same time, the team prepared for the attack of the family itself discussed its successful offensive. The bald man asked if his people had seen the corpse of the head. People found a burnt corpse. It seemed the leader and the top tried to escape using a boat. The man remembered that there were the same serious burns on the bodies in the forest and suggested out loud that this was the main character. The old man couldn't believe that some finger had destroyed an entire squad by himself. The old man asked where the 9th rebirth had gone. Most likely, they tried to take him with them to the next world. He had little chance of survival. But if suddenly the hero survived, a huge pile of problems will fall on Urim. The guy woke up, and a cute girl was sitting next to him and eating fish on a stick. He asked where he was. She was only surprised that he was able to wake up, as she had time to think that the current had brought the corpse. The girl gave the guy a fish. He thanked her for the food. The pink-haired girl began to ask about what happened to the guy and how he ended up on such a vessel. The hero noticed the sword belonging to the girl. He assumed that she was from the Kalen Bot, which consists only of swordsmen. The people of this clan are very brave. According to the rumors that the hero heard, there is a tradition in this clan to send people to travel around Urim. The girl drew attention to the thoughtful expression of the hero's face and asked what was the matter. She made a guess that maybe he was so surprised to see a swordswoman girl. The hero began to thank the girl for saving his life and that he should repay her. She was proud and said that there was no need for this, since the task of the strong is to help the weak. The hero introduced himself and explained himself. He did not want to seem arrogant. The girl handed the guy clothes and said that she brought them together so they could become friends. The hero said that friendship with such an amazing girl would be an honor for him. The girl joked about the guy's age. It was too painful for him to communicate like an old man. He shouted that they were the same age. She said that she was heading to Hangzhou and asked what the hero planned to do. The guy thought about it, and since the two families themselves can figure it out, he just had to go back. He decided to go with the girl. From afar, a detachment of some people could be seen moving on horses. They were heading towards the hero. The girl told me what was going on. A guy got attached to her the other day. She hit him and ran away, but after a while he found her again. The hero was evil because the squad in which this stupid guy was one of the strongest. How can it be that such a strong squad has such poor people in their hands? The guy started babbling that he was wrong then, and now he's gone with his squad, as it should be. The hero did not understand what these rules were. To give chase with a crowd of henchmen is nonsense. The guy said to forgive him, otherwise he would have to use force. In response to the threats, the girl called him an impudent and said that she did not want to have anything to do with such shameless people. He got angry at the girl's words and got into a fighting stance. The hero decided to intervene, but she stopped him because she wanted to deal with this guy herself. The girl jerked from the spot and struck directly at the offender's stomach. He fell and lost consciousness. The other guys attacked the girl, who knocked out their commander. The hero intervened and knocked out the opponents in the blink of an eye. The girl was surprised that the guy was a warrior and said that she was mistaken about him, since she initially thought that he was a rich gentleman because he was too cute. The hero took the words spoken by the girl as a compliment. The hero approached the already unconscious body of the commander of the enemy squad and intended to kill him. The girl stopped the guy because she believed that he was not a judge to take the lives of losers. The hero said that this is not just a robber, but the commander of the special joy. the enemy could pursue the girl further. She said that maybe it is, but it's not right to kill people. The girl said that even the most rotten priest should be given a chance to atone for his sins. The guy said he should have guessed, since it was said by everyone in the Bot clan, some stupid good-natured people. The girl was embarrassed, because the guy revealed her origin. The guy told me why he understood everything. The girl apologized for not being able to tell him. The guy said there was nothing wrong with that, and jumped on the horse. He called the girl to him, as it was already time for them to go. They headed for the train. During the pass, they sparred with swords. They fought on equal terms, although the hero did not fight at full strength. The guy told his companion about who he was, and where he came from. She asked what he was doing here, since he had such a status. The guy said that he had a lot of things to do. The girl offered to pour alcohol, which he put on, because where is it visible that a young girl would pour alcohol to an unfamiliar man? The girl was not ordinary at all, so she would like to try everything while she has the opportunity. The hero supported her aspiration and offered her a drink. They drank. She called the taste of alcohol disgusting. The hero burst out laughing and said that she would get used to it. On the horizon, those guys who were bothering the girl showed up again. But this time, there was some big guy with them. Seeing what was happening, the girl recognized the rightness of the hero at the expense of these people. The guy charged a man who looked stronger than the others with lightning bolts, and he blocked the blow. The girl also hacked her opponents with precise and brilliant movements. The enemy was distracted worrying about his commander, and at that moment the hero struck, cutting the chest of the pursuer. The enemy's carcass fell to the ground. Beaten by grief, the lover fell to his knees and cursed the heroes. The girl expressed her resentment for giving them a chance. The man began to beg for mercy, but this time the girl knew that it was necessary to root out the problem from the root. She swung to interrupt the life of the offender with her sword, but the hero blocked her blow. He said to leave this man. The girl thought that it was not worth letting him go again. The guy got drunk and pierced the man's chest. The hero just wanted the lady not to get her hands dirty with blood about such a person. The girl was embarrassed. This is the first time when a man takes care of her. The hero called her so that they could go. During the way, they came across a very beautiful place, which the girl noted. The hero said that people were right, and this is a really beautiful place. The hero looked in the direction of the girl and said that is it possible to look away from such beauty? She was terribly confused by this. Her heart was beating very fast. Although she didn't realize it yet, she fell in love with a guy. She knew it was a joke, and told him not to joke like that. In her native lands, the girl could not even dream of such a landscape. The hero said that she would gain more experience during her journey through Murim. The girl agreed with these words. The girl said that the guy's face shows that he is thinking about another. He confirmed the girl's guesses. She began to ask further. He said it was a girl as beautiful as she was. The next question was whether the girl is the beloved of the hero. He did not give an exact answer, only that he would not mind admiring the scenery with her. The girl was confused and a little upset by the guy's words. Later it started to rain, and they got very wet. The couple went to the cave to take shelter from the downpour. The hero undressed and offered to do the same to the girl. She called him a dirty animal. The guy was just worried that she wouldn't get sick, because her clothes were wet. He turned away and started building a fire. The girl was absorbed in her feelings, and did not know what to do. She began to be transmitted, and noted that the hero is different from other men. In her opinion, all men are full of disappointment, which is why the girl could not find a couple. Previously, men either did not take it seriously, or tried to take advantage of it. She was already thinking about returning to her clan, but after meeting the hero, she had the strength to travel further. The girl brought her back to the hero, and again began to ask about the lady about whom the hero thinks. She asked if the guy was going to marry her, but he denied the dogaka of the interlocutor. They weren't in that relationship. This was a relief for the companion, and she pressed her chest against the guy's back. She confessed her feelings to the hero, and said that he was the only one who made her heart beat like that. He asked what he needed to do, and the girl replied that she would like him to hug her. At the same time, the young master reports that people could not find the hero. She was very worried, and ordered to look for a guy and report to her as soon as information appeared. At the same time, the hero was sleeping with his new couple naked in an embrace. The hero reflected that no matter how many lives he lived, it was still difficult to cope with desires. Although the girl was an initiator, but still. It seemed that the companion was asleep, but unexpectedly for the guy she asked if he was thinking of another. The hero was surprised. She began to reproach the hero for thinking about the other when being in the same bed with her. He excused himself and stood up. This made her laugh. She jumped up after him and asked him to hug her again. The guy realized that there was no way to find a girl like this in the whole world. During the trip, they spent a lot of time together, walking, riding the same horse. They reached Hangzhou. The girl was struck by the huge number of people who were there. The hero asked what the girl was doing in this city. She explained that the Bot clan would never leave their penniless. They went to the bank so that the girl could get money for her expenses. The hero thought that he should also look for his savings. He left them in banks all over Murim in a previous life, and this one was one of them. Money is needed, as information about the affairs of the Yakwan and Konmilgak families costs a lot of money. The girl took her money and approached the hero. She put out her hand with money in front and admitted that for the first time in her life she was holding such a large sum, and that she and the hero would spend the night at a good inn at her expense today. The hero said that he was embarrassed to deprive his girlfriend, and he intends to pay for everything himself. The girl was indignant because she is now rich. The hero went up to the banker and showed a sign saying that he had gone for an old deposit. The girl continued to be indignant because she has as much as 100 yangs. The banker was surprised to see this sign, as it meant that the depositor had more than 100,000 yangs in his account, and this money was invested decades ago. The banker asked how much the hero wants to withdraw money. The guy replied that he wanted to withdraw everything, namely 200,000 yangs, and all the accumulated money from interest for 30 years. The owner of this bank, having heard such a request, ran to his brother and told the situation. He was amazed. Because of the interest, his deposit amount was about 500,000 yangs. The owner's brother was just angry because this is a very huge amount, and they will suffer enormous losses. As a result, they came to the decision to eliminate the hero. The couple had lunch, and the girl praised the local food. She also flirted, saying that any food tastes better when a loved one is around. It brought a smile to the guy. The couple moved to the street where they walked in the evening. The hero intended to stay here for a few days to get his money, and the girl also wanted to be with him this time. The girl was upset that the hero had to return and wanted to offer to go with him, but they were interrupted by people who ran into a conflict. The couple was surrounded by robbers. The hero did not immediately think that the merchants from the bank would not want to pay such a huge amount. The opponents attacked the couple, hoping for an easy reprisal. They easily broke the swords of the enemies and jumped onto the roof. They were angry and went in pursuit. The heroes retreated, but the opponents caught up with them time after time. The couple easily fought them off, but they continued to pursue. A conversation ensued between the couple. The hero offered to return to the inn for weapons, but the arrogant girl was sure that they could cope with these weaklings without him. Suddenly, an opponent appeared behind her, who was already ready to deal a fatal blow to the girl, the hero intervened at the last second and broke the sword with a blow of his hand and threw the opponent away. The guy said not to be so careless, since it's not just tramps. They were able to get into the inn. As a result, the opponent surrounded them, and the enemy leader offered to burn down this place, so that the couple would run out and they could kill her. The heroes said that they would come out before the enemy set fire to the building, as ordinary people could suffer from this. The guy said that he was wearing a leader, because in his opinion he looked strong enough, and the rest of the opponents are on the girl. This angered her, as the warrior's pride was hurt. It seemed to her that with these words the hero said that she was weak and would not be able to deal with the leader. With such thoughts, the girl jumped out of the building and headed straight for the enemies. The hero tried to stop her, as it is very reckless. But she was already surrounded by opponents. As a result, they all turned out to be worthy opponents, and the girl fought off a barrage of attacks. The leader of the enemy squad strikes a blow from which the girl will not be able to dodge in any way, but then the hero pulls up, who again saves his companion. He repels the leader's attack with a shield and kills the enemies behind the girl's back with lightning strikes. This plunged the enemy into shock. The hero was really at a completely different level of strength. The girl apologized to the guy for her recklessness. He told her not to worry about it. The enemy leader, after seeing the strength of the enemy, decided to simply surrender and fell to his knees. The heroes suggested that most likely the opponents belonged to the Peck clan, because of their sword style. This surprised the head of the group. The hero called them just nobodies, because they were ready to kill a person for money. The guy said that if the enemy values his life, he needs to immediately disclose the name of the customer for his murder. Later, the hero went to the customer, namely the brother of the owner of the bank. He was behind the screen of the room, where the enemy was sleeping in an embrace with a girl. The man woke up and began to resent the fact that he was being disturbed. The hero just kicked out the doors with his foot. The hero said that he had something to talk about with the owner of the bank. He brought the leader of the group sent to kill him and began to tell that he had learned everything from him. Under the onslaught of facts, the merchant began banging his head on the table and apologizing on behalf of his bank. The hero was not interested in this at all, but in the money that was owed to him. The fat guy named the amount of the deposit, which was 500,000, and said that he would also pay compensation. The hero was interested in the compensation that the interlocutor was talking about. He amended that he would fulfill any request within reason. The hero said that he needed compensation in the form of another 500,000 yangs. He began to mumble something about the fact that only the payment of a deposit of 500,000 would cost the bank huge losses, and the payment of such a huge compensation. The hero was angered by this attitude to the case. This is not a deal, but a fact that a man was put in front of. The hero said that if he didn't get his money, he would simply destroy this bank. The pig said that he understands this perfectly well, but he really can't pay 1 million, because the bank will simply burn out. The girl approached the hero and asked him to stop, because how would he differ from people killing less money? She wouldn't want the guy to be the same as them. The hero assumed that the girl would say so he told the banker that if he had his way, he would have crushed them into powder. Only as a noble warrior, he could not do that. Later, the hero and the girl returned to the inn. There it was transmitted, and the hero said that he did not think to do so. I was just going to scare them. The girl was worried about the fact that the guy is really capable of it. The hero thanked the girl for her concern, and said that he, as a warrior, would not have done so. The girl believed the guy and asked if he intended to return to Wenzhou. The hero said that he intended to do this, since he had nothing else to do in this place. The girl approached the guy and sat on his lap and told him about her desire to go with him. He could not refuse and simply agreed with his passion. The next day, he and the girl headed to the port, where they were supposed to sail on a ship. The hero approached the man and asked if there were ships to Wonjo. He asked the guy's name he called. After hearing this, the man told Mr. Pak that he was expected and pointed to a huge ship that was booked in his name. The guy himself was at a loss. Who could have booked such a huge vessel for him? The man replied that this person was the heiress of the Yoon family. At the same time, she was sitting at the same table with the young mistress and drinking tea. The young lady shared her joy that Mr. Beck had already boarded the ship and would arrive soon. The lady of the Yoon family behaved with restraint, but could not stand asking a question. She was wondering why the young mistress was sharing information with her. The girl tried to dodge this question, but the lady from the Yoon family continued to insist. She understood that the girl, just like her, was dragging around a guy, and could not understand why she was sharing such important information. The young lady admitted that she just wants to repay the Lord for mercy, and understands that Lord Yoon is better suited to the hero. The interlocutor was confused by this. She said that she was mistaken about the girl, and said that she no longer had any relationship with the hero. Leaving, the lady of the Yoon family gave advice to the girl, namely, to be more honest. The girl pondered the words spoken by the lady from the Yoon family, and admitted to herself that she loves only the hero, and there is no place in her heart for someone else. The ship on which the hero sailed in the port was waiting for his brother, and the team with whom he once fought together. The brother was very much waiting for the elder's return, as he wanted to share a lot with him and find out his opinion. After the hero and the girl left the ship, people greeted him. The younger one jumped up to his brother. The boy's father and friends greeted the hero. The younger brother came running and flew in with all his might to hug his brother. He was very glad that the elder was fine. The hero apologized that he could not write to him. The father said that everything was fine, as they were both very busy. The younger one was working on the Konmulgak issue. The elder praised the fact that the brother had already started work. He modestly said that without the mistress, he would not have succeeded. Earlier, the younger one asked the girl if she wanted to meet the hero, but she said that she had a lot to do, so he should do it for her. The younger one told his brother that although he had a lot to tell about, he could not stay here any longer, and it was time for him to work with the younger mistress. The hero was taken in by his brother's haste, but still held him with a knowing look. He shared his thoughts that his brother had grown up with his father, who said he was proud of the younger one, since he was able to find his way. Still, the hero was a little sad, since his brother would no longer be the little child he used to be. The father said that his son could finally understand his feelings. The guy's father was distracted from his second son and asked, "Where did the hero find such a charming sword woman?" The guy called it the will of fate. The father rejoiced because his son was able to have an affair. People working for their family welcomed the head and the younger master. The hero expressed a good opinion about the training of the soldiers, to which the father meant that everything was exactly as his son asked. The hero approached his beloved and told her to go to rest. At the same time, the guy was going to solve a couple of cases with his father. The man said that his son should also rest, but the guy said that he needed his father's instructions now. As a result, the men moved to the arena, where they decided to hold a training match. The father used a kaleidoscopic blade. The hero blocked the blow with an aura of lightning and conducted a counterattack from the air, after which the father admitted defeat. The father expressed his displeasure. It seemed to him that he had become stronger, but after the fight with his son, it now seems to him that he is marking time. The hero said that his father was wrong. Just to the best of circumstances, his strength increased. The father suggested whether it is connected with the Yakwan family. Myuk, the hero's younger brother, told him about this. The hero said that their families need to get closer. The father expressed concerns about expenses, but the guy said that there would be no problems with this, due to the fact that he has the savings of the past rebirth of the Thunder God. My father was surprised. The old man also noticed that it would be very difficult for their swordsmen. The hero also told his father that a detachment of the gods of the other world had appeared. My father didn't believe it, but it was a fact. In the past, they almost failed to defeat the Thunder God, so if they appear now, Murim will not be spiced up. Father and son went for a walk where they discussed the problem with a detachment of enemies. The father expressed his worries that their family is not in a position to compete with such a strong group. The hero also said that this is why he wants to make the Beck family the strongest. The man said that although these words sound like a fairy tale, but with the abilities of the hero, it is quite possible. The man said that the hero is free to do what he thinks is necessary, and he, in turn, will support the guy. Mugen thanked his dad. He started asking questions about the girl his son had brought with him. He began to tell her that she was a member of the Bot clan, and also said that although their meeting was accidental, feelings flared up between them. The father asked if the son had promised that he would marry her, but he said that he had not said such a thing, as well as that he was always sincere with her. After talking with his father, the hero went to his beloved's room. She happily hugged the guy. He asked if the girl was tired, but she said no, because she was very comfortable with this place. Mugen offered the girl a walk. He was going to show her the city. She agreed. They walked and looked at the views of the hero's hometown, also dropped into a restaurant to eat. The girl really liked the food. During the walk, the girl started talking to the guy. She was worried that she felt invisible next to the hero. It seemed to her that the hero was moving away from her. The hero calmed the girl with the words that he was just a guy who was near death. He was thrown ashore, and he was saved by the girl he fell in love with. He was glad just to be near his beloved, so he asked her not to say such stupid words anymore. The girl rejoiced and hugged the guy's hand. The hero said that he wanted to introduce his girlfriend to one person. This person turned out to be a young lady. The beloved of the hero was not particularly happy about such an acquaintance, as jealousy awoke in her. The girl was very happy when she saw the guy, but when she noticed his beloved, she was worried. She asked who was next to the hero. The hero only said that it was Seo Yonghwa, and she saved his life. The girl introduced herself to the guy's companion, and she invited the guys to go with her, as they had a lot to discuss. The girl apologized for not being able to meet the hero, and began to explain. But the guy said that he knows about the reason from his brother, and the girl does not need to worry in vain. The beloved of the hero was very jealous. It seemed to her that Kine was sticking to Mugen. It was also not clear to her why the guy brought her here. The young lady said that she had things to do, and she would be back soon, and sent the hero with his beloved to the younger master. The hero wanted to introduce his girlfriend to his younger brother. They went into the room to the younger one, and he immediately greeted the older one. The hero said that the brother is already very similar to the tactician. The younger one modestly said that he still had a lot to learn. The brother began to tell Mugen about what information was collected here, and the girl looked at everything with interest. Finally, the companion decided to introduce the beloved brother. The hero introduced them to each other. They were all having a nice conversation at the table, and a young lady came into the room. She apologized for keeping them waiting. The hero also said that there is nothing wrong with this, since time flies very fast with his brother. The guy told his girlfriend to wait for him here, while he talked important things with the young lady face to face. She was very jealous, but she couldn't refuse, so she agreed. The girl noticed the reaction of the guy's companion. He and the young girl arrived at the mistress, which began to praise the hero. He was modest as always. They sat down at the table, and started a discussion. The theme was the rapid development of the squad of the gods of the other world. The hero intended to unite 10 clans to fight a common enemy, which the girls were not removed because the younger one already foresaw his brother's plan. The hero asked the girls to continue collecting information about the 10 squads. The hero said that there was a really important thing between the neighboring clans. The girls got nervous, but it wasn't so scary. The guys started talking about investing in their clan. They said that they would help even without payment, but the hero could not do that. Since a strong warrior cannot receive information more valuable than gold for free. The hero said that he received good money from the last rebirth and promised the girls a payment of 100,000 niangs per year. They immediately sewed after they heard the amount, and there was no trace of their modesty. The hero said that the conversation was over, and it was time for him, but the young lady stopped him. She asked what the relationship was between the hero and that girl from the bot clan. She burst into the room and said that they were lovers without giving the word to the guy. The girl was confused by the words of the hero's companion, and she said that they were a great couple. The hero was worried about the girl, as it could make her sad. But she said that everything was fine, since they were nobody to each other. The hero said if so, then fine. The guy's girlfriend pulled him along and said that it was time for them, because she wanted to admire the scenery. The young lady reflected on her feelings, and that she had no chance to recapture the hero from a member of the bot's family. The hero and his beloved went for a walk. At the same time, in the main building of the Beck clan, the leader sent letters addressed to representatives of the 10 Chalnek clans about the proposal to unite. He handed the letters to the people who delivered them to their destination. All clans have received letters. Only one reacted negatively, namely the Peck Swordsman clan. The leader was angry because he learned from his son that it was the young master of the Beck family who robbed the Hangzhou Bank. The leader thought that the head of the Beck family was calling a meeting to take over the rest of the clans. He said that the family should take the place of the head, and for this they need to disgrace the Peck family. The hero reflected that the traps were set. It only remained that the prey would take the bait. The hero's girlfriend was lying alone in bed and thinking that she had not seen her beloved for several days. The girl was upset, although it was clear that the head of the Swordsman clan had a lot to do. She was worried about whether everything would be the same when they got married. She wondered if she could continue to be called the Sword Woman of the Bot clan if she married a hero. Mugen knocked on the door, and the girl happily jumped out of bed to meet her lover. She asked where her boyfriend was taking her today. The hero asked if she could take the sword. In the girl, this question caused a misunderstanding, so the guy explained. He wanted the girl to teach their youngsters the bot technique. As a result, they headed to the training field, where the long-haired subordinate of the hero reflected that without a sword, this girl seemed very cute. He attacked her, but she gracefully parried every blow and in the blink of an eye launched a counterattack, after which the sparring partner lost his sword. He gave up and praised the Bot clan's sword style. The girl also said her comment, namely that she likes power, but the opponent put too much force into the sword. The girl turned to the hero and winked at him. The next came the second subordinate of the hero. He struck a vertical blow, which the girl decided to block. Although her style of swordsmanship was on the level, but in brute force she was inferior to her opponent. With the help of her flexibility and speed, the girl dodged every attack of the man. After another dodge, the girl jumped up and struck with a sword from the air. A lady from the Yun family came up to the hero and greeted him. The hero's subordinate has already lost the duel, and the girl began to give him advice. She turned to her boyfriend and asked if he had seen her fight, but saw Mugen talking sweetly with some girl. Jealousy again began to put pressure on the beloved guy. The hero and the lady were discussing business, but they were interrupted by the voice of the guy's beloved. He was surprised that she had already finished sparring, and she began to complain that he himself asked to conduct sparring with his people, and did not even look. The hero apologized and explained that he had to be distracted for a minute. The girl started to get hysterical, and say that it was too much, since she agreed only for his sake. She was angry because he was talking to other girls instead of watching her. The hero tried to explain himself again, but the companion did not listen to him. It seemed to her that he was only hiding behind his work. She turned around and left. The hero asked for forgiveness to the left-un. The girl said that she would try to talk to the hero's beloved. She approached the girl who was sad lying on the table. Gentleman introduced herself and said that she knew who the girl sitting in front of her was. The lady from the Un family got straight to the point and assumed that the girl was jealous of her. She said that this was normal and began to explain about her relationship with the hero. They are now only business. The girl expressed her excitement about whether the girl is suitable as a lover for the hero. She got angry, but the lady continued. She asked not to be angry, also explained that it was not said to offend the girl, but on the contrary. She had a very high opinion of the girl from the Bot family. The mistress said that the girl by nature is too hot-tempered, can't wait. She can't stand the time when the master is not around. She also explained that the hero is a national hero. There will always be girls around him. She expressed the opinion that the hero's companion should not be so jealous, or she will simply burn. The mistress decided to leave the girl, but she said after that she wanted to distance her from the hero. The lady of the Un family replied to the accusations that, as she said, she had no plans for a hero. The lady shared her experience with the girl and expressed her concern. At the same time, the hero explained to his soldiers the subtleties of sword mastery. The father went to the guy and gave an answer, which went to their suggestions. The hero was surprised by the speed of the response and began to read. He said it was time for them to prepare for departure. The hero went in search of his beloved. Finding his passion, he approaches and apologizes for being inattentive. The girl also apologized for the way she behaved and asked where the hero was going. He intended to look into the flower chat and pass on the information. The beloved was upset because she would have to wait for her boyfriend again. It made him sad, and he asked for forgiveness, but said that he could not stay, as important things were brewing in the clan. The hero promised that he would spend the evening with the girl and find time on the next day. It is not the first time she hears these words, and it upsets her. The hero went to his brother and the young lady. He told about the upcoming council, where the leader of the community will be chosen. The younger one said that the Peck clan could become the main problem, since they had a lot of influence because of their accumulated wealth. The hero was amused by this information, since it was the Peck family that he defeated when he received his money from the bank. The younger one, having heard this information, realized that they would try in every possible way to prevent their clan from becoming leaders. The Peck clan was followed by many others, because of the money. They continued to discuss issues related to the interest of other clans in becoming leaders. The younger one said that now they need to enlist the support of other clans, so that there would be no problems during the voting. The hero gave instructions to the mistress, and she wanted to ask to go on a trip with the guy, but she never had the courage. After they broke up, the hero was caught up by his brother, who wanted to talk. The conversation was about the feelings of the young lady. The younger one asked if the hero knew about them. He was not a fool and understood everything perfectly. My brother was interested. Then why did the hero bring another girl? It seemed to the younger that he was in love with the young lady. The hero said that it is. This conversation was heard by a girl from the Bot family. The hero said that he does not take the initiative, since very soon he will appear less and less at home. After the conversation, the guy went home, where his beloved was waiting for him. The hero said that he was leaving soon and invited the girl to go with him. This pleased her. The couple made love. The next morning, the hero woke up and the girl was not there. There was a letter on the table. The guy started reading the contents. For Mugen. I'm sorry for leaving unexpectedly. But I think it's the right thing to do. Being near you is happiness, but waiting for your return hurts me. I guess I just won't be able to wait. I want to be your companion, but I can't give up the Bot clan. It is wrong to wander blindly, not having sorted out your feelings. But I have always been sincere in my feelings. I hope someday the day will come when we can be together. The hero was not saddened. He made the decision of his former companion, and only wished that they would meet later when she matured. The hero arrived in Manhwa, the Fundo clan. There he met his friend, who was glad to see the guy, even though he was late. A friend introduced the hero to the head of the Divan clan, Chowoni and Chobian. They said hello, and the guys were amazed that the hero really managed to restore the meridians. They were all having a nice conversation together. Chowoni offered to celebrate their meeting at a banquet. The hero and his friends went on, where other heads of families were waiting for them. They were not particularly happy about the hero. It looks like they had some kind of personal animosity. Especially the Peck clan. The hero and the leader of the Peck family were sarcastic to each other. The second could not stand the insults and tried to injure the guy, but in the end his blow was easily stopped. The opponent was full of the strength that the young man possesses. The head of the Fundo clan asked the guys to calm down, because they haven't seen each other for a long time. They should not immediately quarrel. The hero discussed with friends that the leader's place should not be given to the Peck clan in any way. They all went for a walk around the city together. All the clan heads gathered at a round table. One of them began to announce the reason for the convocation of people by the Peck bench, namely, that anomalies were noticed in the fields of Murim. The 9 heavenly squads that had drowned Murim in blood in the past have returned. Mugen was able to split the Sura clan. This man announced that they were losing in strength to 9 squads, so they needed to stick together. The leader of the Xaljan clan named Tam Hwasong expressed his opinion. He did not understand why they should do something, because the fields of Murim are under the supervision of the Child family and the Cute clan. He was assured that he could not be calm, since they were acting secretly under the guise of the power of political clans. He began to say that the whole of Murim was in danger, and they, in turn, too. Therefore, they should join forces to protect themselves. The head of the Mi family, named Mi Chunhee, asked what this man was offering. He said that they should unite not only in words, but also in deeds. The Peck family is putting forward its candidacy for the place of the head of the community. People were surprised. The 2 heads simultaneously reflected that they would become the heads of the community. That man suggested a simple solution. They will hold an anonymous vote, where the people who scored the most points will come together in a duel, where the person who will become the head of the community will decide. The heroes supported the opinion of the elder. The younger brother of the hero asked how the fights would be held. Not only the heads of clans can get involved, but also the heirs. The man said that the head and the heirs would unite and join the battle together. The hero said that the father should not interfere. He would have easily coped himself. He was embarrassed and said that the guy should give his old man a chance. Junior says that their plan is not bad, but they should find clans that will vote for them. In this regard, the hero just had a plan. The hero asked his father for permission. He said that the guy is free to do as he pleases. The hero visited a friend and is heading to the head of his clan. He asked to support the Beck family. The man could not disagree, but not everything is unambiguous. He needed guarantees that the Beck family would win and that his family would benefit in some way. The hero said that their clan had lost its former fighting power, and he would be able to solve this issue. These words were the answer to 2 questions asked to the hero. The old man began to drive at the guy's friend, because he thought that he had blabbed everything. But in fact, the hero learned this information from a young lady who collects various information for him. The hero decided to show his skills in order to finally convince the head. After what he saw, the head of the Jeonmu clan said that he would provide all possible support. After that, the hero went to the house of the Bishan clan. The hero opposed the head of the elixirs, and she wanted to do it regularly. He still could not make up his mind. Therefore, the hero decided to go with the trumps. Earlier, he had learned from the young lady that they wield a spear in their clan, but this is a rare art, and they had stagnation. Therefore, the guy showed his incredible skills with the heavenly wind spear. After what he saw, the head immediately agreed to support the Peck family. He was only worried about whether the hero would fulfill the promise. He said he would do it. There were already 2 Kalins on the hero's side. He had to enlist the support of another one. In the present time, the battle for the place of the head of the community has begun. The hero and his father easily won the duel with Yongo. The judge declared victory. At the same time, the enemy watching the duel was angry because he was surprised to see such a level of skill, so he decided to increase his strength. An old man in purple clothes went to the owner of the bank for a request. He asked for an elixir to win the duel for the place of the head. The owner of the bank put pressure on the head of the family, because he was sure. If he needed an elixir, then he is not at all sure of victory. After their family's defeat to the hero, the bank had huge losses, and they didn't have much money. The head began to justify himself, saying that his brother was to blame, and now he cannot miss the opportunity to become the head of the community. The old man also began to say that if he does not become the head, then the owner of the bank may have problems. The fat man was indignant. He was angry that the interlocutor was trying to threaten him. The old man began to apologize and became sad, because he thought that he would not see the elixirs. The pig approached the head and pleased him that he would get the elixir. The old man promised to repay for such a favor. But inside, he felt a deep anger at the merchants. He intended to cause them problems as soon as he became the head of the community. In the second duel for the place of the head, the old man defeated the opponent, as he admitted defeat. The hero who watched this appreciated the duel, but he was sure that these 2 were no match for him and his father. The old man was furious, as they even defeated not particularly strong opponents with difficulty. The old man was surprised that his weak opponents were able to gain power in such a short period of time, and assumed that it was Mugen who improved their skills. The losers approached the hero and were upset with their defeat, since the hero had invested a lot of effort in their training, and they had lost in disgrace. The guy calmed them down. In his opinion, the fight was good, but they just didn't have enough time. He also encouraged his friends that he would continue to help them. The hero told his father to rest while he headed to the Yongo gang. There, the head praised Mugen's skills, also shared his surprise that the Bishan clan showed a much better result than he expected from them. The guy admitted that he helped them improve their skills. He also promised to help improve the fighting skills of the Yongo gang if they supported his family. The animated man shook hands with the hero and said that he would definitely support the Peck family. In the third match, the Fundo clan won, and in the fourth, the Jeonmu clan, in which his friend was. The hero was glad that his friend's clan was not standing still and getting stronger. Since 2 families refused to participate in the semifinals, 7 Peak, Peck, Fundo, Jeonmu came out. At the same time, in the flower garden, the young lady received a letter. All the events that took place at the tournament were written there. A girl from the Yun family came up to the lady and asked if the news was good. She noticed the smile on the lady's face. The girl sat down next to the mistress and began to tell some information. Hangzhou merchants behave suspiciously. They're looking for elixirs. The lady suggested that this was done so that the Peck clan would have an advantage. Another girl reported that 2 strange people sailed on a ship from that place. The young lady said that she would take into account all the information received and asked the girl, why did she come to report in person? She said that this was very important information, and she needed to make sure that it would be delivered to the young lady. Embarrassed, the girl added that it was all for the young gentleman. The lady sent a carrier pigeon to convey information to the hero. At the same time, the old man received an elixir from a merchant. He was not very happy. The banker asked what was wrong. In fact, the old man was worried, since he had never met an elixir releasing such sinister energy. The pig told the head to leave if he did not want to eat the elixir, but he grabbed it and threw it into his mouth. After absorbing the elixir, he fell and ended up in pain. The fat man knew that this would happen, so he hurried away. The fights of the semi-finals have begun. The hero and his father fought with the enemy. The guy's father was approaching the enemy dodging 18 wind blades. The son of the enemy, seeing that his father was in danger, tried to throw the hero away with a blow on the shield and went to the rescue, standing in front of the hero's father. He was able to block the old man's blow. His partner went to strike the guy's father, but he intervened in time and threw the opponent away. The hero used the heavenly moonlight blade and defeated the opponent's father. At the same time, his father used the sword of the heavens of the seas and took down the remaining opponent. The judge announced the victory of the Peck family. The hero praised his father's skills, and he praised him. A friend went to the guy and called his victory beautiful, and he said that he would also show a cool fight. The hero noticed that the enemy had a strange aura. The hero went to negotiate with another family about support, but he heard people's surprise. He hurried to the arena where he saw a terrible picture where an old man was holding his friend's head, and the friend's father was lying bloody on the ground. The old man threw the guy on the ground and mocked the defeated people. The son was glad of his father's cruelty. He took out a sword and intended to kill the hero's friend. Mugen intervened in time and shouted that the Jianma clan could not continue the fight, so they should have stopped. The son asked the old man to calm down, and he challenged the Beck family. He intended to fight right now. The hero and his father went to the arena, and the guy asked the old man to be careful, since the opponent is not himself. The fight between Mugen and the enemy began with a blow. The hero noted that questionable energy was coming from the enemy, and asked what he had done. At the same time, the hero's father also grabbed his sword with the enemy. He asked the young man to stop his father, because what he was doing was contrary to all moral principles. But he said that he was powerless and threw the old man away. The hero and his father retreated and talked. The duo headed straight for the opponent. The hero used the sword of the lightning of heaven to weaken the young man, and his father was able to lay him down. At the same time, the main enemy used the dissecting sword of the desert city. The hero broke through a flurry of attacks and flew to the enemy in a tight. He struck with a sword, which the old man blocked. He understood that the hero surpassed him in strength. The hero offered to apologize and surrender to the enemy, also told what he understood about the elixir. The old man was angry and wasn't going to give up. The hero continued to attack and managed to knock the enemy down. The son and father lay exhausted on the ground. The hero again suggested that they ask themselves and apologize for their act. Suddenly, the Vroshan stood up. He was overwhelmed by a huge purple aura. The hero's father did not understand what was happening to the enemy. The hero told his father to be careful, because something is wrong here. The hero suggested that the elixir that the old man took was the killing agent of the 9 squads. The son asked his father to stay, but got hit in the face. The enemy went mad and attacked the hero. The guy did not lose his head, and struck a strong blow to the enemy's stomach. He did not give the opponents a chance to breathe, inflicting a flurry of lightning-charged blows from which the enemy finally passed out. The judge announced the victory of the Peck family. The hero ordered to bring a doctor, as the internal organs could be damaged. The father asked if the guy knew what had happened. He said his guesses about the 9 squads. The hero could guess how he got the enemy's elixir, but now it was better for him not to show that he knows. At the same time, the fat guy watching the fight was just angry. Unknown men in black approached him. They threatened the fat guy that if the Beck family became the head, they would all be in danger. They said that now it's their turn to act, and the fat man will help them with this. All the heads of families moved back to the gathering place. There, the head of the Beck family thanked everyone for their trust and offered to arrange a banquet in honor of such an event. At the banquet, the hero was talking to nice ladies, but his casual dialogue was interrupted by a fat guy. He gave the hero first-class alcohol and wished the guy a good time. The hero thanked him for the drinks and gifts. He also said that although there were disagreements between them, a glass of alcohol would dispel them. The fat guy poured alcohol to the hero. He said a toast that he drinks for the future. The fat guy was already thinking that everything had gone according to plan. He ran away to the ship where strange people were waiting for him. He said that he successfully managed to trick everyone around his finger, and they drank alcohol brought by him. A man approached a group of villains and reported that everyone at the banquet was paralyzed by poison. The enemies broke into the banquet and intended to kill everyone, but the room turned out to be empty. The enemies were surrounded by the hero's guys and other clans. The hero saw their nefarious plan on the square. The opponent tried to attack the guy, but they were stopped. The hero charged the sword with lightning, and the building was flooded with light. The enemies were amazed by the strength of the guy and recognized him as the god of thunder. The hero attacked the opponents with lightning beams. They blocked the attacks and tried to get closer to kill the guy. One of them attacked Mugen head-on, but he repelled the attack. At the same time, the second enemy attacked from behind. The opponents thought that the hero was finished, but he repelled a sudden attack with a shield. Using lightning, he threw back the enemies and wounded them. One of the opponents directed a flurry of attacks at the hero so that his partner could escape. The hero used a thunder squall and threw a shield charged with lightning at the fleeing enemy, from which he fell. The last opponent fell on the hood and began to beg for mercy. The hero killed the enemy with a well-aimed blow of the sword. The rest of the enemies were also caught. A friend of the hero brought a pig, who was also involved in this case. The hero announced that all this was the work of 9 detachments. He said that they are a disease all over Murim. They manipulate people. He interpreted the speech that there is no way to protect yourself from their misfortunes. The hero introduced himself as the god of thunder and said that he would fulfill his duties and destroy the enemy. The guy's father also began to hang up that they should all join forces to defeat a common enemy. People supported the father and son. After that, the hero sat at the table with the young lady and told her how everything happened. Although the head of the Peck clan did not know anything about the 9 squads, he took responsibility. All the culprits were punished, and the money from the enemy's bank was deposited into the silver bank. The building of the heads of the community will be built, and the hero's father will participate in the construction. The girl's uncle is leading the investigation operation. The hero's younger brother is also looking for and analyzing information. The hero can only drink tea and soju like what he is doing now. The girl said that the hero really should rest. The girl said that she would like to be with the guy on Ideen and was very embarrassed. The girl shared with the hero information about the whereabouts of the envoy of Nanshan. Now all they need is strong masters, so they were looking for talents. Incheon has fought against a demon in the past. They were allies of the god of war. The hero knew about it. The hero praised the girl's work and said that he intended to find one. He asked whose location had already been found. She replied that Hwangbaek, which surprised the guy.